Recognizes the gentleman from Georgia, Mr. Scott.
Yes, Mr. Secretary Carson. Tell me, why do you think President Trump asked you to be Secretary of HUD?
Probably because before I endorsed him, we spent a lot of time talking about what was happening, particularly in some of our disadvantaged communities, and how we really needed to recognize that if we're going to succeed as a nation, all of those people have to succeed as well.
Well, let me ask you this. It just seems to me that I believe that the President put you there to give cover to cutting and eliminating the CBDG program. Let me tell you why. First of all, this is the crucible of the whole argument. You should be at the forefront of telling the great story of success of the CBDG program. The fact that it has created and retained 386,000 jobs for low and moderate income people. The CBDG program has benefited 42 million low and moderate income persons through public improvements, including senior citizens, child care centers, centers for people with disabilities, veterans with disabilities. It's benefited 133 million low, moderate income persons through public service, like employment training. The funds have been used to assist credit-worthy working families with down payments and closing cost assistance on their homes. You should be out here shouting the success of this program. But rather, I believe that the President has you there to give cover to cutting this program and eliminating it. Here's what you told times, Mr. Carson, when this issue was brought up. In July of this year, you said, I know that the CBDG have been called out for elimination. You said that. I know that the CDBG program has been called out for elimination. Was it President Trump that called that out? Who else could? My impression is that what the President is really saying is that there are problems. Oh, and you said this. I think it was someone on his staff who kind of said, well, maybe we should just get rid of the whole CBDG program. Well, I'm here to tell you, Mr. Secretary, I'm not going to let you do that. And I believe we have enough Democrats and Republicans, because this is a bipartisan program that is doing well. And you would do well, Mr. Secretary, to stand up and fight back in this administration. It needs help when it comes down to dealing with hurting Americans. And you are in this position, being Secretary, not just because of what you said, well, even if we cut these funds, I believe that the American people are passionate people. Well, Mr. Secretary, you should know better than anyone that compassion alone won't do it. It wasn't compassion alone that got you sitting where you are right now. Somebody had to give you and your family and others a financial helping hand. We need you to speak up and fight back in this administration. Talk that talk.
The time of the gentleman